Hey friends, this is Beck with Beautiful Mess Plans, and I'm here to film another plan with me, and it is summer break, so you are going to start hearing noises again. My kids are all home. Yesterday was their last day. It is currently Friday, and I've done a couple of these things. So yeah, it is, and we're planning for the May into June. June starts, which is nuts. Like, I don't even understand how that has happened. I mean, like, the fact that they're even on summer break is kind of blows my mind a little bit. But the fact that next week is June is absolutely bonkers to me. Which means that, like, after that, I think we only have about a week before we go on vacation, which is also crazy. Okay, so next week we have Memorial Day and my husband is off, and then an eye appointment for my daughter, and that's it. That's all we got. So I wonder if there's a Memorial Day sticker anywhere. Oh wait, it would be on this sheet. We have Memorial Day right here. So it is Memorial Day, so my husband is off that day. And then, like I said, the only other thing we have is my daughter has an eye appointment. What time was that eye appointment? At 9 a.m. She has an eye appointment at 9, and that's it. It's a pretty chill week, which is fabulous. Starting off summer. I will say that my youngest was invited to a birthday party on the 1st. It's a pool party. I haven't figured out if we're going yet or not, but I don't know how warm it's gonna be, so there's that as well. So I need to decide an RSVP. I need to RSVP sooner rather than later because it's gonna be here before we know it. And once again, I have my windows open because it is gorgeous. We had those like 80-degree days, and since then it has kind of cooled back down into spring a little bit. We're supposed to actually, this week that I'm planning for is supposed to actually be a pretty rainy week. Not too hot and pretty rainy, so I think we might try to go out to Deanna Rose one of those days that it's not too rainy, so that we can enjoy it when the weather's nice. So that's it for that. So I really haven't used, I don't love this sheet of rub-ons, but I haven't used really any of these rub-ons, and I feel like, or these transparent ones. So I was kind of leaning towards these big old rub-ons, flowers again, just do big flowers around, and call it good, because, you know, like I said, we don't have a lot going on, and I can use big pieces. This is like the week of adjusting to summer, I think, is where, you know, that's what this kind of turns into. Okay, so I'm gonna just put a bunch of these flowery pieces around, I think, because they're cute and I can, and why not? This last week was good. It was, like I said, the last day of school was yesterday, which is hard to believe, but it was yesterday, and they all had a great day. Little sad about leaving, but, you know, it's been a really good school year. Hard to believe I now have a 7th grader, a 4th grader, and a 1st grader. I don't know how that happened, but it did somehow. So that's kind of nuts. Okay, put that like that. And then, so yeah, now we have, what, 2.5 months? So we'll see how, you know, my plan to stay consistent on here, I think the biggest thing will be you'll notice an increase of noise in the background. But we'll adjust. You know, it's what it's like to be a mom and literally do anything. I also don't expect them to be like church mice because they're kids and they're going to be loud some days, and that's just how it's going to go. So there's that. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. This almost feels too patterny. Of course, like without having anything like pressed down. No, don't blow. My thing was trying to blow in the wind again. And we don't need that nonsense in our life. It was really cloudy earlier today, but it has since lightened way up. I'm just honestly just trying to fill in as much as I can and use as much as I can because you can't see it, but I'm cutting something. Because I have a lot of this kit left. So, and I have just a lot of space this week. Okay, I think I'm going to start putting down the ones I know for certain, which is most of them. We're just going to put all these flowers about. I don't know what was the deal this month, but I feel like I didn't use, I don't remember what I was saying. I was already interrupted. This is now my third time starting this video. It's summer break. Anyway, last week was good. I met my husband for our last weekly walk until fall, which is kind of sad. I really enjoyed meeting him for walks up at his work. And just because we like to go for walks as a family, but if you have kids, you know that going for walks with kids is just not the same. So we really enjoyed getting that time together. And oh man, I don't know why these aren't wanting to come off. So we met for our last weekly walk for a while. I think sometime this summer we're gonna go take my husband some lunch and meet him up there. Probably not much of a walk, but you know, some time. So we did that. It was a pretty nice week last week. Okay, they're now having tech time, so hopefully we are distracted and I can get this video done with. And then I have one more to film, which is the June setup, because June is upon us. And then I might send them outside after I'm done filming. Because it's pretty nice right now. I don't understand. It's like sometimes their rub-ons are great, and then other times like they just don't work well. Oops. Like they're almost sticky. Is this a me thing? Like exclusive to me thing? Anyone else notice this with the Cocoa Daisy kits? That sometimes they work great, other times not so much. We're just gonna kind of leave them looking a little rough, because I feel like that's all I can do at this point. So now I'm like regretting using all of the rub-ons this week, because it's gonna take me forever if these don't go on properly. So anyway, good last week. I don't even remember what else happened. We had our last walk. Took my daughter to get her hair cut. My oldest, her hair was so long. It was like mid-back. And so I took her and she got it cut just above her shoulders. It is so stinking cute, but she also looks so much older now. So that's kind of throwing me a little bit. Put the scissors there. So that's kind of nuts to me. But she, you know, like she definitely looks like a 7th grader now. And she had so many comments about that, like how much older that she looks. And we always do last day of school pictures. So we do last day of school, we do first day of school pictures, but we also do last day of school pictures. And that way we can kind of compare and how much they have changed this year. The girls more than my son, because they were kind of in pivotal years. Middle school and kindergarten, like huge changes. My oldest definitely looks like a teenager, and my youngest has lost a lot of that toddler look that they have when they go into kindergarten. So they definitely look older, which, and then of course my son did change. Just his feels less pronounced, but again, he's in a less pivotal age than the girls. But he had such a good year this year. He had such a good teacher. I hope my youngest gets this teacher when she gets to 3rd grade, because she was phenomenal. One of my favorite teachers that we have ever had. So I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, we got a few years, but she was such a good teacher this year. So yeah, and he had a good last week. They had a lot of fun things. The 3rd graders they walked up to our local park in our neighborhood and just got to hang out with their friends and eat lunch at the park, just kind of a fun little outing. And then the fire department came and they played a bunch of games with the fire department, including just like full-on spraying them with water. So they got soaked, but it was a good time. And then, on Monday, didn't even tell you about Monday, nope, the wind kicked up my trash. On Monday, we had some severe storms that were supposed to blow through, and I've been watching the radar all day, like religiously all day. And from everything that I saw, we were supposed to have, I was going to have like a 15-minute window to pick up, and then we were going to have to like rush home. I had a whole plan. I was going to send my daughter, who rides the bus, was on home, because normally she walks with me to go get the other two. I was going to send her home so that, that's one kid. I wasn't having to hustle down the road. Like all day I had a plan. And then, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes before I was supposed to pick up, my husband calls me. Was like, do you need help with pickup? And I was like looking out the window. It's like light raining at that point. And I was like, I don't know, do I? Because this is pretty rare for him to offer. Because obviously it's the middle of his work day. And I'm thinking, we've walked in rain before. And I had a plan as far as, hustling home, all that. He said, this storm has hail in it. And I was like, oh. And he said, and it's coming. Like, we're in a severe thunderstorm warning from now, which was like 3:20-ish, to like 4:10, 4:15, which is right at the window of when we pick up. And I was like, I need help. So he hustles home so that he can go and meets me like a street up, a little bit closer to the walking distance that we do. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go pick up our oldest at the bus stop in the car. And he's going to go, I brought him the umbrellas, and he's going to go get the other two, put them in the car, and then come on home. Because we live close, but that just eliminates some of the walking. It was some of the worst rain. It was so heavy. Like, we were all soaked, even though it wasn't that long out in it. And of course, that was the day, like, my daughter had her instrument she was bringing home. She had her instrument. She had stuff from her locker. Her backpack was full, because they're sending everything home. And so there was, like, a ton of stuff that she was, like, hustling to get in the car. And her bus was late, so there's no way I was going to be able to do both anyway. Her bus driver had been offering, if anybody's house was close by the route, like by their bus stop, he was taking them as close as they could to their houses because it was bad. So great bus driver. It was like awesome, but that meant the bus was late, which meant I wouldn't have been able to do both. And by the time we got home, we never got hail. There was hail north of us, but we never actually got the hail, thank goodness. By the time we got home, the rain was awful. And the rain was insane. and we lost power actually for a few seconds. My husband ended up just working from home the rest of the day because it was like, at this point, don't go back in. I mean, one, it was so close to the end of the day that it's like, you're just gonna turn around and come home anyway. But we lost power for a few seconds, and then the sun came out, and we ended up getting 2 more storms that night. Luckily, none nearly as bad as that first one. But I had been so carefully watching the weather all day. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be fine. As pickup, it's gonna be close, but we're gonna hustle. It'll be fine. It got me. So that was quite a way to start off our last week of school. So anyway, this is what I got. Keeping it simple. And yeah, this side did not want to come off for some reason. This one didn't either, but yeah, that's what I got. So I'm going to leave it here because I have another video to film and they're already starting to get loud. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.